Hey everyone, it's Jenna from Cruise Blog. Today we're going to talk about 15 cruise ship rules you shouldn't break. Let's get started. Before you set sail on your next cruise, there are some rules that you should know about. While some, like rowdy teenagers, might be inclined to try and bend them, these rules are in place for a reason. Everyone on board deserves to have a safe and relaxing voyage. While some of these rules may seem like common knowledge, others are more about being a courteous passenger. Adhering to these rules will help you contribute to a positive atmosphere. Here are 15 cruise ship rules you should not break. Number 1, be honest when filling out the health questionnaire. While the majority of COVID protocols have been relaxed, many cruise lines still require you to fill out a health questionnaire prior to boarding. This is to protect the health and safety of everyone on board. For that reason, you should not lie about any ongoing symptoms that you may have. You should not be overly worried about falling ill on your cruise, as ships have state-of-the-art ventilation systems to help prevent this from occurring. However, if you know that you are sick and still decide to board, you risk getting others sick too. Number 2, only smoke in designated areas. In order to facilitate a pleasurable experience for every passenger, cruise ships do not allow smoking in every public area. When you are ready to light up a cigarette or e-cigarette, like a vape, you will have to seek out the designated smoking areas on board. Moreover, not all outdoor areas will permit smoking, even on your private balcony. If caught, a cleaning fee will be added to your onboard account. This goes for all staterooms too. Number 3, don't reserve pool chairs. Nothing is as frustrating as heading up to the Lido deck on a beautiful sea day just to find empty chairs claimed by towels and other passengers' belongings. These individuals, nicknamed chair hogs, leave personal items on one or more chairs near the pool in order to try and reserve them for later use. Then they'll go do other things around the ship, such as eat breakfast, return to their stateroom, and more. While most cruise lines try and limit this practice by monitoring which chairs are actively being used, there is only so much they can do. You should not engage in this practice and only use the chairs when you need them. Number 4, refrain from giving alcoholic beverages to those under the legal drinking age. Just like on land, underage drinking is against the rules on cruise ships. If you are traveling with someone who is under 21 or 18 in some markets, they'll have to enjoy mocktails instead. They can still drink tropical beverages by the pool or at dinner. Many favorites like strawberry daiquiris and pina coladas can be made without alcohol. In other words, children and young adults won't be limited to just coffee and juice. Number 5, don't share your drink package with other guests. Speaking of alcohol, you should not share your drink package with others. In fact, cruise lines make all adults over the legal drinking age staying in the same cabin purchase a drink package if one person does. This is to prevent guests in the same cabin from sharing one package. If you're caught, you risk losing your drink package benefits without a refund. That would not be a fun memory of your cruise vacation. Number 6, leave the drugs and alcohol at home. Drugs and most alcohol should not be packed and brought to the cruise terminal. Even though marijuana has been legalized in a couple states across the US, CBD oil and cannabis are not allowed on cruise ships, even if you have a prescription for medicinal purposes. When it comes to alcohol, some cruise lines do allow you to bring limited quantities on embarkation day. You'll want to look up your line's specific guidelines to see what, if anything, you can bring with you. Royal Caribbean, for instance, allows one 750 milliliter bottle of unopened wine or champagne per person. Don't try and smuggle more on board with you. If caught, it will be confiscated. Next up, don't bring any prohibited items on board. Speaking of prohibited items, there are other things that you should not try and bring with you too. Some items are common sense, like drugs and candles. Others, however, are regular household items that you may be used to bringing on other trips, such as extension cords and steamers. If you're caught with any of these items, they will also be confiscated. You will get them back on the day of disembarkation. Number 8, stay behind all cruise ship railings. All cruise line employees are concerned with the safety and well-being of all passengers. This is why you are not allowed to climb or sit on railings. There have been people banned from cruising again who have been caught doing things like this. Enjoy the ocean views safely behind the railings and don't try anything like this. Number 9, make sure that you attend the muster drill. Emergencies at sea are rare. However, it is important that you be prepared for anything. The safety or muster drill is meant to familiarize you and your travel party with your assigned assembly station and other protocols. It's mandatory for all guests, even those who have cruised before, as the assigned assembly location will most likely be different on each sailing. It is dependent on where your cabin is located. Today, many mainstream lines have converted to a virtual muster process. This allows guests to watch safety briefings from their smartphones or stateroom television prior to visiting their muster station on their own, within a specified window of time. Make sure that you have your Cruise Lines app downloaded on your phone ahead of time. Number 10. Cruise ships won't wait for you in port, so make sure that you return before the all-aboard time. Waiting for late passengers is costly for any cruise line. With less time to get to the next port, the cruise ship must sail at a faster speed, which requires more fuel. You do not want to push making it back in time. Once the gangway goes up, you will be stuck in a foreign place. You will be responsible for all costs associated with meeting the ship in the next port of call or returning home. At the last minute, this could send you way over your vacation budget. If you're worried, book a shore excursion through the cruise line. If the tour is running late, the ship will wait for longer than they would if you went off on your own with an independent operator. Number 11. When returning for seconds at the ship's buffet, use a new plate. Let's say that you want another serving of something delicious at the buffet. When returning to the buffet, you should not reuse your original plate. Instead, just leave your dirty dishes at your table. Each cruise line has crew members walking around to clear tables in between servings and at the end of the meal. You won't be responsible for taking them anywhere. You should wash your hands prior to entering, too. This further helps reduce the likelihood of any germs being spread amongst passengers and crew. Next, don't throw anything overboard. You should never throw anything off of your balcony or any other railing on a cruise ship. Cruise lines have a strict rule about throwing things in the ocean, as they have a commitment to protect the marine environments in which they operate. Even if you have the best intentions, what you throw could disturb this. If you have a desire to interact with life below the shore, consider booking a snorkeling or scuba diving excursion. Next, keep children in diapers out of regular pools. For hygiene reasons, infants and toddlers who have yet to be potty trained are prohibited from swimming in pools on board cruise ships. If you're cruising with younger children, you will want to ensure that your ship has a splash pad so they are able to keep cool on sea days too. Don't be the person who thinks their child is the exception. You don't want to be the reason that everyone has to vacate the pool for it to be drained and cleaned. Number 14, stay in passenger-friendly areas. Don't try and sneak into crew-only areas. They are off limits for a reason. Plus, you will not find any fun activities here. All the action takes place in guest areas like the pool deck, feeder, and atrium. For those interested in behind-the-scenes operations of a cruise ship, consider booking an all-access tour. While these cost extra, they are a great way for you to take a peek in these off-limit areas, such as the bridge and food galley. And finally, number 15, rowdy or unruly behavior is not tolerated. Cruise ships are meant to be fun and provide everyone with a memorable vacation. You don't want to look back at your time on board and remember that you wasted time speaking with a security officer or getting involved in an altercation with another passenger. If you find yourself in a situation where tensions are raised, you should not try and resolve the problem yourself. Instead, locate a crew member and alert them of the issue. They'll help de-escalate the situation in an appropriate manner. Well, there you have it, the 15 cruise ship rules you should not break. If you enjoyed watching, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on your notifications, so that way you can be notified when we post a brand new video. Until next time, happy cruising!